Archangel Michael warns the enemy is stealing your real identity right now. Don't skip this message, because you're about to discover what's truly been going on behind the scenes. Pick one, go to your room and lock the door. This isn't for anyone else who is home. For the next 30 minutes, please stop making any noise. What is about to be said to your spirit was written just for you, alone. And you need to hear it. You can do more than just watch this. This is more than just content. This message is important, and has been on its way for a long time. It's meant to reach you right now, today. You knew something special was coming, but you didn't know what it was. You've been looking for a voice that you couldn't quite name. God has been pulling you into a quiet place, where only one voice can be heard. That's why places with a lot of noise have been off lately. That voice is now ready to talk. Do not move. Do not leave. Don't tell anyone about this until you've heard it all. Take it all in by yourself. The door behind you does more than just keep things separate. It's like the door to a holy place, and you are being asked to come in. Do the things in this room that only you can do for yourself before I say anything else. Don't look at that other screen any longer. Drop the thing you're holding. Put your back against the chair. Take a deep breath that your body hasn't used in a week. Check out the corner of the wall. The lamp there has seen every bad night you tried to hide, and the chair there has held more of who you are than any other chair this week. People in this room know the other you. Not the one who smiles at the right times, but the one who lives behind closed doors and sighs and relaxes when no one is looking. This message was only sent to that version of you tonight. I want you to stay until the very end, before we go any further. It's not that the beginning isn't important. It's that the words hit you differently as you read on. Without further ado, you will now know what stage of life you are in the next 30 minutes. You'll know why the people you care about most have grown apart from you, and why that space was a shield, not a loss. You're going to hear something from God that will stay with you long after you leave this room. At the end, there is a holy promise that I think will finally name something you've needed to hear for years. Don't leave or skip. Stay in this room with me by yourself the whole time. The first thing your spirit knows is this: you're getting tired of the conversations you used to enjoy. It's not because the people have changed, but because you've grown beyond those types of conversations. You no longer find humor in the same jokes that used to make you laugh. You used to be a part of the same gossip that now makes your skin feel rough, like sandpaper. In the past, group chats made you feel like you were at home. Now, they feel like a heavy burden that you carry into the evening. You're not getting angry. This is your spirit starting to understand what doesn't work with its energy anymore. You're not getting cold. You're becoming again who you really are. The second thing that's happening to you is less loud. The things that used to be fun and relaxing are now just noise. Movies that you used to watch all night now feel like something you pause and don't finish. Plans that used to get you excited weeks in advance now feel like something you'd rather not do. You don't want the things that used to distract you as much. This isn't sadness. The fake lights are going out so you can see the real signal. Before the real path could show up, the things that were taking your attention had to get boring. The third sign is in the little things you've started to notice. Numbers that keep showing up way too often for it to be a coincidence. You look at different clocks in different rooms at the same time. A phrase that two people you don't know have said to you twice in 2 days. A song that always makes you feel better on bad mornings. You're not making this up in your head. The way is marked by heaven. The signs aren't just there. You won't have to go through this season without these signs from your Father. You dream about the fourth thing. Your dreams have been more real than the time you were awake. Some dreams were so real you couldn't take your eyes off of them. You had dreams that made you feel calm that you can't find when you're awake. Dreams can take you to places you've never been. There are times when someone you haven't seen in years is right in front of you saying something specific. It's not always a thing that you remember when you wake up. These dreams aren't just pictures in your head when you're tired. Before you go to sleep, the part of you that is connected is given more freedom. At night, God talks to His chosen people. He has always done that. He will always do that. The fifth thing is something your body has been doing, but no one has told you about. Getting up at the same time every day for weeks. Whether it's 3:17 a.m. or 3 a.m., your body knows what time it is and wakes you up without an alarm. It's not just you who can't sleep. This is heaven calling your name over and over again, until you pay attention. Should it happen again, don't roll over and try to sleep again. Stand up straight. Say one word, even if it's just, I am here. Listen, I'm here. That's enough. That hour doesn't bother you. That hour is getting close. Some of those things may have just hit home for you if you've relaxed your shoulders in the last few minutes. Your body knows. You no longer need to guess what season it is. You're in this one. But pay close attention. It's not important what season you are in. What's being built inside this season is what matters. Because it's not about the season. The season is the business. During this time of year, something important is being made that will not be seen by everyone until later. Next, we'll talk about what's being built. The part that no one else can see right now. There is a deeper level below what you can see. A stream that is hidden below the surface. In this spot, the answer has always been there. I'll show it to you. This is what is being made in this room. This has a power that you can't hear with your ears. It has been coming from your inner self for years, long before tonight. A long time ago, before you knew why some places felt safe and others felt wrong. Scientists have been studying this energy for decades and have given it a name. We'll get to that, but for now just know this. There's more to this room than meets the eye. If you want to get better at being yourself, this room is the place to be. This is what the last few years have really done to you. There are 3 things going on at the same time for people entering this season. The first is learning again. There were times when you put on a show and said, yes, when you really meant no. Every laugh you faked when you felt like being quiet inside. Every smile you gave to keep people calm, even if it cost you something. All of that had to be forgotten in order for the real you to show up. It was not a mistake to unlearn. There was a lot of unlearning going on. Taking away is the second thing. You thought you needed some parts of yourself as a child. The person who wanted to be liked, the person who went on and on about things, the person who said sorry first to keep the peace, and the person who put themselves down where being low was rewarded. Because they were like costumes, those parts had to be taken off. Not because they were bad, but because your true calling can't go where costumes are meant to go. Hearing is the third thing. Some words can't be heard over noise, and some messages from God can only come at 3 a.m., in private, when all the other voices in your life have died down, long enough for your own to be heard again. Being alone for years wasn't a punishment. They made it possible for me to hear your true voice. There's a part of old stories that people read every December, but don't really get. A young woman by herself in a room, not doing anything important. She wasn't at church, the well, or in front of the leaders. She was at home, by herself. There's an angel. She doesn't mind the greeting because she wasn't trying to become famous. She was by herself. The message is named after her, and is only for her. It was not possible to give it in the town square. It couldn't have been sent to her family or religious leaders. She was sitting in a private area when she got the message. The message was for the private version of her, not the public one. What does she say? There wasn't a long speech, an explanation, or a question about whether she deserved it. She just accepts it. You can believe what you believe about her, but the pattern she shows is true for everyone. The chosen ones are visited in their own rooms. At big events, no one calls them out. They aren't called to altars in front of large groups of people. People come to see them when they are alone. Right now, you're in a room like that one, with the door shut and only one person there. And God has His full attention on you. Life as you know it has been written before, in different centuries and at different times. The plot hasn't changed. Though, the private space, the locked door, the coming and going, the receiving, that is the order. That's how things have always been. And that's how things are tonight for you. A lot of people read past something without realizing what it says. Read verse 15 of Genesis 2 today. God gives the first person a job, and puts him in a special garden. The word in English is keep. A lot of people think this means keep up, like how a gardener takes care of a yard, but the Hebrew word for it is shamar. Shamar doesn't mean to keep. Shamar means to watch over something with respect, to guard something with care, or to stand guard over something holy. A soldier at the door of the king's room does shamar. There is an old flame that must not go out that a priest does shamar over. Listen to what this means. Making things wasn't the first thing that people were called to do. It was to shamar, to keep an eye on what is holy. There is something holy inside you that has needed shamar for months, which is why this room has been drawing you in. You were going to be the only one there to keep watch. No one else was going to show up. You're not by yourself. Keep an eye on things. It's like the difference between having a house and watching over a temple. You thought your job was the first one, but it was always the second one. There was someone else in the room with you. You were sent there to do your job. And while you were watching, 4 things inside you have grown that no one else can see. The first is being able to see. Your mind trained on quiet time by itself for years, so you can understand a room in 30 seconds. You can tell right away who is safe, and who is lying when you meet them. That gift wasn't given by accident. That gift was made on nights when no one else was around. The second one is caring without taking in. You really care about other people, but their problems don't bother you as much as they used to. Being there for someone in pain doesn't have to be your job. It took years to learn how to separate. It learned to live inside you during the years you were by yourself. The third is as calm as it is strong. Your silence now means something. People can feel it before you even speak. When you walk into a room, the mood changes before you open your mouth. There's no chance in that. That's what Shimar does to a watchman who has been on duty for too long. The fourth is approval from within. If you want to do the right thing, you no longer need what other people think. When no one is around, you can do the hard thing without getting praised. You do it even though no one will know. The world doesn't value that part of you very much, and it costs a lot to build. So, listen to what those evenings alone actually made. Every quiet night made it easier to see. Every talk you didn't have made you more compassionate. Every failed plan helped me become more calm. Doing good things when no one was looking helped you feel okay with yourself. Years when it looked like there was nothing there from the outside were the years when the inside of you was being built. What was made behind closed doors is about to be put to the test in public. The private area is becoming available. The watch is getting bigger and taller. But what's real should be named before we step into that light. And before I show you what you'll be holding tonight. There are tools made just for the kind of healing that you need right now. Tools that your spirit may have been drawn to even if you didn't know why. There is honor in truth. Name what is real before another second goes by. In science labs for almost 40 years, people have named what we just felt in this room. The energy you can't hear with your ears. The something inside you that has been sending signals for years. There are 2 names, which mean 2 different discoveries. It takes more than 1 step to heal to brain. Scientists have proven that it happens in 2 steps, or waves, that work in a certain order. The stress took over the first wave, which needs to be turned off. The second wave was turned off when they were kids, and needs to be turned back on. 2 waves, one that heals completely. The first one is known as the wealth signal. That's what Dr. Stephen Newton said, after he stopped doing normal research, and decided to share his results instead of keeping them secret. It stops the stress signal that's been taking over your mind, and opens the alpha bridge again. This is the way to your deeper mind, that has been closed for so long that you forgot you used to cross it every day as a child. The Genius Song is the name of the second one. During his 34-year study of why the genius frequency in the brain weakens after age 7, Dr. Robert Lake came up with this plan. His name for what he saw was the decline effect. That frequency, the one you came into this life with, is brought back to life by the Genius Song. The two work together, with acceleration coming after the foundation. Before the castle inside can be lit up, the bridge has to open. You can't skip steps, that's the order. Don't read any further if your spirit is already drawn to this. The path is in the description and the first comment below this message. You can do one of three things there. Take your time. Stay in this room for the rest of what's being said tonight. What you can do if you already know is shown below. It's not just the names that make the gift. What's coming next is the real gift. It's the part that no one else in your life can give you, and that your spirit has been waiting for. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description, or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Now let's talk about what tonight is really about. There are more than 2 names in this list. Those of you who are starting this season, 3 parts of your life are about to change to fit the new you. This won't happen slowly or in the far future. You are not in charge of the reorganization that has already begun. You need to know what's going on, so that you don't freak out when it speeds up. The first part is your relationships. You will feel farther away from people you thought would always be in your life. Not because they did something wrong, but because you are not the same person you used to be. There will be fewer check-ins and shorter talks. There are some friendships that won't last this season. There is a certain kind of pain that you have not been ready for. You'll be confused about whether you push them away. You'll talk about old things again, and try to remember when you were mean. It's not there because there is no time. There is only growth, and growth makes room, just like how growth makes space between tree branches. Don't follow people who are leaving. Don't act like the old you just to keep them around. After you think you're by yourself, people who speak the language your spirit has been writing will start to show up. While you're still trying to fit in at the old table, they can't find you. The second part is your goal. A direction that has been fuzzy for a long time is about to become clear. It's not in the big way you thought it would be. not in a vision or a big message from the sky, but in small, clear nudges that keep coming back at odd times. You'll be scared and glad to be alive at the same time. Fear doesn't mean you should stop. Your body is scared because it knows the path is real. When someone is about to start an important job, they always feel the weight of it. That weight doesn't mean anything. You can tell that map is real because of its weight. You shouldn't wait to see the whole picture before you move forward. Don't wait for the path to make things clear. It will just do that for you. You can't see the second step from the first one. The first step earns the second. The third area is what you should do. You didn't expect doors to open where they did. Money might start coming in ways that you didn't expect because of your fear. A call you almost didn't answer. A project someone else dropped that shows up in your inbox. Or a skill you stopped charging for that someone is willing to pay 3 times as much to use. It will be easy to feel like you're not good enough. What shows up will make you wonder if you deserve it. You might want to charge too little. Say sorry for how big your things are. And shrink yourself so you don't scare people who are stuck in their old ways. Don't go. Take what is being given to you. Resources will keep coming to you in strange ways, but only if you stop being sorry for how much God is giving you to handle. Listen to what's going on in all 3 places at the same time. What was making you feel tired is about to make you feel alive. Things that were hidden are about to become valuable. Things that couldn't be seen are about to be seen. What was by itself is about to become unique. What was wrongly thought is about to be seen for what it is. What was wasted is about to become many times bigger. If you felt like your spirit agreed with any of those, if you nodded your head when those words were said, please note, I see it, below. Not as a question, but to make sure what was said was true. Let your fingers speak for you when your voice hasn't been able to. Also, press the like button under this message slowly before it goes on. Not for me, but so this can help someone else who has been quietly struggling to fit in with a phase they've already outgrown. Heaven might use your one tap as a clue to find them tonight. The things we just said are yours, but there's something else you need to hear before the season is over. Inside your head, there's someone who wants to tell you that tonight isn't real. That voice needs to be talked to before it can speak. You've heard that voice for a long time. You already know how it sounds. Maybe you're just lonely. It says in a whisper. Maybe your everyday tiredness has a spiritual meaning for you. You might not have been chosen after all. You might just want to be tired. It's possible that the recognition you felt 20 minutes ago was just an emotion and not the truth. For the next 2 days, that voice will be raised. It always does. For every step you take toward accepting what is real, the voice that tells you to reject it gets louder. Now let me tell you what's really going on. That voice was planted in you early on by people, your environment, and religious ideas that made you question what came naturally. It was also planted by teachers who thought humility meant hiding, and by those who were in charge of you when your intuition was too strong. That voice isn't telling the truth. That voice is a defense you learned in places where people didn't know what to do with what you had. A deeper fear lies beneath that voice. The fear that being chosen would make you proud. To avoid being proud, you don't claim what you've already been given. To stay safe, you stay small. That way, no one will ever be able to call you proud. Pay close attention. It's not humble to refuse to take what is yours. When fear doesn't want to be named, it acts like something else. Real humility lets go. If someone is truly humble, they will say yes to the task at hand without acting like it is too big for them. In the next 2 days, a second pattern will try to show up. It's not the same as doubt, but it comes from the same place. When you're almost ready to receive, you'll want to mess things up more. There is a strong urge to ignore this whole evening as just another voice in the noise. The need to find a way to avoid being recognized. The need to go back to the things that gave you trouble on purpose, just to show yourself that you're not too good for them. This isn't being weak. This is your nervous system trying to return to a level of energy that is familiar to it. This is because the unfamiliar, even if it means freedom, feels dangerous to a body that learned to feel safe when it had little. One quiet act of letting go that only takes 30 seconds can help with both patterns. Put one hand over your chest where your collarbones meet, if your hands are free right now. If you're driving, holding something, or just can't move your hands, picture the touch of a warm, steady hand on your chest. The person won't judge you. Say this to yourself now. You don't have to say it out loud. You can rest, the part of me that has been acting out safety for years. I've got us covered. Just let the words be. Do not rush them. Let them land where they need to. Some part of you has been working hard to keep you small. That voice you just talked to is it. It's not necessary to fire it. It should be thrown away with honor. Say something nice to it, to let it know it did its job for a long time. There is one more thing your spirit needs to hear before I can show you the whole picture of what you will be given tonight. I will show you, and it will surprise you. This one changes everything you thought you knew about the reason the room had to be closed in the first place. I'm not going to say her name, but she wrote to tell me something she had been holding back for 3 years. She said she had thought she was sad for 3 years, because she chose to be alone so many nights. She wasn't going out anymore. She had pulled away from a group of friends who used to make her week full. She felt like she was going to cry. Then, in the middle of the night on a Tuesday, a question came to her. Real questions always come when no one else is around. What if the quiet has been a friend, not a problem? She gave the question a week to think about. Her first 3 pages of something she had been working on for years were written by the following Sunday. She began a project that has reached people she will never meet. If she had stayed at the loud tables, she wouldn't have had the energy to reach those people. It's okay for me to share this without her name, because the pattern is more important than who she is. Right now, some people in the quiet feel like they're losing who they are. They are getting to know themselves. They just haven't been able to figure out what it is yet. You could be one of them. It's likely that you are one of them. This message got to you because of that. And before the door to this room opens again, I want to say something over your life that I think will stay with you long after tonight is over. Follow me. The reason this message reached you on this particular night is at the end. Two things need to happen before that last word can be said. Your mind needs to fully understand what your spirit has already agreed to, and your hands need to be open to receive what is being given to them. Before we cross the next line, let me make sure that both of those are true. This is what we've been talking about for the past 28 minutes. No fancy words, just plain language. That's how it works. It's not like you're bad because of the two things that are happening to you at the same time. One reason is that your nervous system has been in a state of beta hyperactivity, which is a sign of stress. That signal has been getting in the way of every prayer, good thought, and quiet attempt to connect with the life you really want. When your stress level is high, the door to your deeper mind stays shut. The words will never reach the right side of the wall, no matter how long you pray. The second is that since you were 7 years old, a special frequency you were born with has been weakening. This frequency was a quieter genius you had as a child. The name for this effect is decline effect. That's why childhood often felt magical and grown-up life doesn't always. This frequency wasn't lost. It was just slowed down. There's a change. What is being offered tonight, and what your spirit has been drawing you to in this room, is a healing that takes time. It's not a quick fix or a magic trick that will make things happen. Instead, it's a foundation that is laid first, and then speed is made possible. 2 steps, and both are needed. Because the brain needs both to really heal. Even better, the person being healed isn't just any person. This person is being helped because they came into this life with both waves strong. They have a double need, and their original design is being matched by what is about to be given to them. They are the 2-wave chosen one. That's the person I've been talking to all night. That's what you are. You were not born normal. You never really grew out of the child you were, that everyone in your family quietly misses. That child you was calm and full of life, still and tense. That was the real you that was turned down. You are still the same person after all these years. The lights were just turned down. Soon, the lights will be on again. This Florida woman, 52 years old, runs a small business and has been taking care of her elderly mother and 10 employees for years. She wrote to say what changed for her. She said that she had a tight feeling in her chest every morning before she opened her eyes, for as long as she could remember. A knot of worry about money that had nothing to do with her real money. A year went by while she tried to meditate. She was never able to get to the worry. It lived below the meditation. 3 weeks before she wrote to me, she began using the foundation audio. Knot went away completely, but the morning tightness got better. She also made a business choice one morning that she had been putting off for 8 months. She raised her prices, not a drama, not a big speech. Not a single one of her clients complained. That month her cash flow went up by 22%. She said the recording didn't make her feel better about herself. It took away the fear that had been holding her back for years. What she found is the same thing that Dr. Stephen Newton told the public. after he went against what most researchers were doing. After years of work at Stanford and Boston universities, Dr. Newton decided to share his findings with the public instead of keeping them secret. The thing he found was called the wealth signal. He mixed what he calls the 9-word wealth script, a way of speaking from a 3,000-year-old Hindu tradition, with a 5-minute digital audio file. This way of speaking is based on what brain scientists call neural rigidity in the thalamus. It's clear what it does. There is no longer any stress. It makes the alpha bridge to your deeper mind work again. It doesn't promise that money will show up right away. It makes a more honest promise. This is the first step toward healing. The bridge opens. The bridge is opened by the first step tool. The signal of stress that has been taking over your body stops being loud. You can see the link between your conscious mind and what's below for the first time in years. But most people don't know this, and the woman in Florida didn't find out until much later. The castle inside can be dark even when the bridge is open. Alpha by itself isn't enough to heal. The first tool doesn't touch another wave that has been pushed down since childhood. It's known as gamma by scientists. It's the number of times you have gut feelings, are in the zone, or have sudden insights that you didn't expect. When gamma levels drop around age 7, it's called the decline effect. This is what changed the magical childhood into the dull adulthood. There was no loss of frequency. It died because it was in a place that didn't know how to help it. There is a second researcher who spent 34 years drawing out exactly how gamma is turned off and on again. Dr. Robert Lake is his name. He has done work at MIT, Princeton, Harvard, and other top schools. He doesn't work with Dr. Newton. He's not a pupil. They are separate researchers from different decades and fields, who came to the same conclusions. The Genius Song is the name of the tool that Dr. Lake made. It is a 7-minute digital audio file that wakes up the sleeping gamma frequency through brain training binaural delivery. 7 minutes. That's the daily promise. Listen to what this means together. When there is wealth, the bridge opens. The castle is lit up by the second wave. That's the right order for both, because that's how the brain heals. These are the two waves together, not two products for two problems. One heals in 2 steps. The Genius Song, which is an acceleration tool, turns on gamma again after the first wave has stabilized alpha. During brain training, different frequencies are sent to each ear separately. The calibration tells your inner system what to do. Over the course of 21 days, the frequency wakes up in small steps. The author is a 38-year-old woman who had been to meditation groups, yoga studios, and weekend retreats for many years. She said that none of those practices gave her the sense of real connection that she had been looking for years. They were happy. They didn't feel like home. After using the audio for 2 weeks, the synchronicities began to happen. They are real and specific ones. It was like the universe finally spoke a language she could understand, she said. She didn't improve her faith. She became more clear. There are 4 questions with you right now. I need to answer them before they get louder. If you think I've done these things before, listen up. All of these things, meditation, yoga, and healing sounds, slowly change the brain from the inside out. because they tune brain frequency directly. These two tools work from the outside. That is a different way to do it. And no other tool you've used has hit both alpha and gamma at the same time. That's the second difference. The answer is not a promise, if you think this sounds too good to be true. Brainwave readings are the data, and they have been shown to work in labs at Stanford for the first type, and at MIT and Princeton for the second. Almost 38,000 people were picked in both phases. The change is from believing to having proof. If you think that 39 or 78 is a lot of money for me, they will respect that. I would never ignore what's going on with you. The 39 entry is seen as a real start, not a less good choice. The 78 full path is for people who can afford it. It doesn't cost anything extra or every month, and there are no hidden fees. It's easy math. If you divide 39 by 365 days, you get about 10 cents a day. Should you ask yourself, why do I need two tools? Could I not just get one? This evening, the answer is the most important thing. The first one is for alpha and the second one is for gamma. There are two different calibrations for two different frequencies. If the stress signal is still messing up your system, the acceleration will not help on its own, because beta will always be stronger than gamma. The base alone solves half of the problem. They're not extra. They are in the right place. Now let's talk about the paths. The world has been giving only parts of the answers for years. For $15 a month, you can get access to a meditation app. Mindfulness courses cost $100 to $300, weekend retreats cost $400 to $800, and biofeedback sessions cost $300 each. They don't all go after both alpha and gamma. Not many of them hit either one correctly. The full price of the first tool is $49. The price is $39 for people who see this message. It used to cost $49, but you got it for $39 instead. Newton and Lake both chose to make the site easy to get to. Each one could have been priced more. Neither is. You can choose from 3 paths, and all of them are valid. The first path leads to the foundation, which is the 39 wealth signal on its own. The 5-minute audio, the 9-word wealth script, and 4 bonuses worth $338 are all yours. For $39, the whole thing is worth $377. This is the way for the chosen one whose budget needs to be fixed first or whose stress signal is the main issue. It's a real start, not just a piece of it. The second way is to speed up. The Genius song by itself costs $39. The 7-minute audio, the brain training technology, and 4 extras worth $8 are all yours. The whole thing costs $119 for $39. This is the uncommon way to go. With years of practice, they already have a stable alpha base. Their main problem is that their gamma is too weak. This is not where most people start. The third way costs $78 and includes both audios, all 8 bonuses, both doctors, both waves, and the whole stack. Add a $39 to $39. There is no fake package discount, just the real price. The bonus amounts add up to $418. The value of the whole package is $496. This is the path that most chosen ones know to be theirs. Both foundation and acceleration make each other stronger. They don't just add up. The bridge being open while the castle isn't lit up is half a cure. It doesn't help that the castle was lit up without the bridge being open. The keep the bonus promise is there for 90 days on all paths. You get your money back and keep all the bonuses if the experience doesn't live up to what was promised in those 90 days. There are no conditions, no need to return. You can still get the bonuses. No matter what you choose, the whole path is worth 418. That's how much Dr. Newton and Dr. Lake trust their work. Every day, the stress signal takes over your nervous system, and the decline effect dims what should be bright. Each day, both get worse. The part of you that has been waiting for this healing is not just sitting there. You have a little while to decide if you want to grab what is being offered or not. Now that you've been healed by 2 waves, you can see this exact moment as the turning point. The choice starts the first wave. Online. There are fake copies of both audios going around. They use the names, but they don't say what frequency or binaural technology they use. They are just regular audio files with real titles on them. Do not look for these tools on Amazon, any streaming service, or any other website. The description and the first comment below this message are the only real places to get the full technology, all the bonuses, and the 90-day money-back guarantee on every path. You can see the doors. If your spirit tells you which of the 3 paths is the right one for you, go through the door that calls to you. The first path, the second path, and the third path, we honor all 3. Your spirit knows. The doors are below in the comment that has been pinned to the page. You only need to choose which one is yours. Now the words about the doors start to get quieter. What was given has been given. What was named has been named. The only things left are the room, your breath, and the quiet knowledge of what you have always been. Close your eyes for 30 seconds if you can. As you drive, leave them open and let the words fall where they will. Picture the door behind you opening in your mind. Not back down the hall you came from, but into a big room inside. A large area inside the room. You can now see the beautiful windows that have been there your whole life. There is more space above you in the room than the ceiling can hold. The walls don't go all the way to the floor. It's not just a thought. Seeing this is recognizing. This room inside has always been there. You just walked into it. Feel the silence fill up instead of being empty. Feel your shoulders getting bigger. Feel how the air is changing. You are the one who can see. Not because you trained for it, but because the eyes were already there when you got there. Take that name. Being uncomfortable in fake rooms was your job, not a sign of weakness. You are the one who can't live a lie. Take that name. In a quiet way, your own pain has been turning into help for people you haven't met yet. Take that name. You have a commitment. You have been chosen. You're being called. Say thank you to yourself before this room's door opens again. You didn't leave the part of you that almost left at minute 4. People who stayed are the ones this message was written for. Let go of the years that made you doubt what you thought you knew. Get out of the rooms that made you feel like you don't fit in. Let go of the conversations that made you look like you had to. I did not bring you alone tonight to leave you alone, the Father says. Tonight, I brought you alone to call you by your real name. You're not the only one who feels this way. Some people have been chosen to hear the same message in different languages right now. They are all in rooms with doors shut. All of them are hearing the same Father. At the same time, the same inner chamber opened up 1,000 times in different places. Your part in something that doesn't make itself known is real because of this. That's how it is. Before you get up, type, I am, in the box below. Only do this when you are ready. Not as a question, but to make sure. There are 2 words that your spirit has been wanting to say out loud for a longer time than you thought. It's possible that this message reached you on this very night. More are being written for the coming seasons. Keep in touch so they can find you when they need to. Give this to someone who has been very quiet lately. Someone who has been pulling away and won't say why. The same questions you brought up are being asked by them, in their own room right now. They won't be able to hear what you heard tonight, unless someone leaves a note at their door. Do it yourself. Also, the door is right where I told you it would be if your spirit is still calling to what was named in this room. The comment that was pinned, the description, and the 3 paths. No matter which one calls you home. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description, or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description, and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary, where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare. Tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary, where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open.